What's up, AudieoVisual? A couple weeks ago on stream, I discovered a kind of insane effect, as you can see, and believe it or not, this absolutely foul effect is 2 total triggers. I called this the Matrix effect, and you guys might have actually seen it before because I think a couple YouTubers and other people have like done this effect in their levels now. But when I discovered it and showed it to people, it was totally new. So in this video, I figured I'd explain this, a bunch of other effects, and also explain the triggers that make them all possible. The shader triggers. These flippin' goofy triggers are what cause the game to absolutely freak out in effects like this. So today, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to mess around with the shader triggers a little bit. It should be a really good time. The first shader trigger, this just changes what layers the shaders affect. For this video, I'm going to have the shaders affect every layer, but if you wanted to just do the player, you can do that. If you want to do everything behind the player, you can do that. And if you want to do everything, just do that, right? Super simple. All right, before I actually get into explaining every trigger, it's going to be a lot easier to see what they're doing if I have like some stuff in the level. So I'm going to make like a quick quote unquote part. It'll take me like 30 seconds, but it'll make explaining everything a lot easier. All right, so now that I have maybe my most basic block design ever done, pretty simple stuff, but it should make it a lot easier to explain the shaders when there's stuff on screen that you can see get affected, right? So first things first, I do want to show you guys how to do the Matrix effect. As I said, it is a combination of 2 total triggers. They are a bulge trigger with a bulge set to 3 instead of 1. And then the second trigger is a split screen trigger, which is set to 2 on both parameters. And then with shader triggers, you have to make sure to select use X and use Y if they're options. Otherwise, they might actually just not work at all. So with those enabled, we have an insane looking Matrix effect. I mean, this stuff looks unreal. There's like 100,000 copies of yourself and they stretch all the way to the other side of the screen. It looks absolutely nuts. When I discovered this on stream, I was popping off because this looks, I mean, it's just so insane looking, right? Oh, use X. There we go. Oh my gosh. What? Hello! This is real! Today, I'm really hoping to discover some more insane stuff like that, you know? I think that'd be really cool. Now that that's done, I'm just gonna go through every single one of the shader triggers individually to just explain what they do, basically. We have the 2 shock ones. This one looks pretty sick. I feel like with some parameters, the shockwave trigger could look really cool. So let me see. What's the thickness do? Oh my gosh. Holy frick. It's flipping huge. What is that? One of the most fun parts of messing with shader triggers is just cranking values up to the max. So I just set the thickness to 100. What does this look like? Uh-oh. 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 Good Lord. It's still going? Okay. That was actually kind of nuts. That lasted forever. What if I crank the speed up super high and do that though? That might look kind of funny. Good Lord, help! Oh, wait, yes, you can. You can make it a target. So I'm going to have the effect target the player now. Okay, what if I cranked the strength up super high? Like, what if I did 100 strength? What does this look like? I wonder. Oh! What? Hello? What was that? Good Lord, I wonder if there's like a middle ground. Like, what does 10 strength look like? Is that a little bit more tame? Ooh, yeah. That's really cool. I like that a lot. That you can actually still kind of tell what's going on. All right, well, that's the shockwave trigger. That was actually way more fun than I thought it'd be. Shock line trigger just sends a shock line through the whole level. I think if someone told me if I made the fade out super long, I just make like a wiggly wavy thing. So you can make your whole level wavy forever. I feel like that's probably how the shock line trigger is going to use the most. What did I do? I made the flipping, what the fuck did I do? I just made the center of the screen wiggle. Why? That looks so stupid. So if you want one really wiggly center, just do that, I guess. Heck yeah, dude. Oh, drunk filter. Guys, Geometry Dash drunk mode. Thoughts? Glitch is super simple. It's very much literally just a glitch effect. It's kind of sick. For like tiny slices, here, I'll show you. You can like have it glitch for a second and it'll look super cool. Boom, it'll just glitch out for a second. That's how I've used it before. It is super clean, dude. It's so sick looking. It's kind of subtle, but I think most of the shaders are better when they're more subtle. I'm not all about subtlety today. I'm going to try cranking it up to the maximum possible. I'm going to do like 100 strength. Oh, frick. Wait, that was so sick though. Wait a second. Dude, I was joking. I thought the glitch trigger would look goofy as heck with max strength. That looks so insane. This trigger's freaking crazy. Good Lord, look at some of these frames, dude. It is freaking the frick out. I don't know what's going on. Chromatic, if you don't know, is just chromatic aberration, which basically, this is chromatic aberration. Like if you've ever seen this effect on objects, that's chromatic aberration. The chromatic trigger is one of the triggers that have the use X and Y option. If you ever place a shader and it just doesn't do anything, make sure to check if it has a use X and Y option. If it does, click those, because then it'll actually use X and Y and it'll look like something. If you crank both the target X and Y up like crazy, you get a lot of aberration, which honestly, I prefer it with less aberration, but you never know. There's definitely uses for everything. This in combination with some of the other triggers can make some awesome aesthetic effects. They're so cool. Next up is chromatic glitch, I believe, which is kind of like that retro aesthetic. The default setting for it looks kind of ugly in my opinion. Ooh, this actually looks kind of crazy though. Oh! What the frick? This looks insane. I set the segment height to 0.02 and it does this, dude. What the frick? Retro levels in this update are gonna go nuts. I mean, I could also crank the strength up like crazy. Let's do 500 strength right now. Uh-oh. All right, so if you don't want any more level and you just want fun abstract visuals for your friends, this is the trigger for you. The best thing about shaders is that all of them have like crazy potential if you tweak them in the right way. Next up is pixelate. This is another filter that's going to be really cool for retro levels. It just pixelates things, but if you crank it up really high, it becomes very obvious. Like it's kind of disgusting actually. If you set it to like 2 on each, right, with soft edges, it gives it like a really nice looking low quality aesthetic, right? This in combination with the chromatic aberration trigger, retro level for free. $0, 2 triggers. All right, a lot of these from here on out are a little bit more simple, but are still super cool. So next up we have lens circle, which I don't know why it's called lens circle. It just makes a vignette around the screen. If you put the fade to 0, it'll just become a circle. So you can do like circle transitions. So if you take this, put it on 0 fade time, and then make another one like this, and then just crank up the size to like super big. There we go. See, it's like a circle opening transition. It's super cool. This transition, like the circle opening transition, used to be one of the hardest in the game to make, but now with the shader, it's just flipping, it's free. It's so easy. All right, then we have radial blur, which another pretty simple one. It just applies blur to stuff. It's kind of free parallax, but it's not my I prefer regular parallax, but it's kind of cool. Wait, can I do negative sizes? Oh! Oh, dude. Oh my gosh. I've never seen this before. I just discovered this. Negative sizes on this trigger are freaking crazy. So free, so beyond free. 1 trigger parallax is unreal. Already, that looks insane. What if I did like minus 100? What the frick? What the frick? What the frick? That looks insane. That looks so crazy. Okay, I want to try that in a real level. Give me a second. This looks so sick. I wish the foreground layer wasn't so blurry, but oh my gosh, this looks so unreal. Here's one I haven't been able to figure out as much. Motion blur. Default, it looks kind of ugly, low key. I have discovered that dual direction is kind of cool. If you use just like Y, it makes a cool motion blur effect. And I did that for some lyrics I did in a level I was working on. Now, we have bulge. Can I make it follow the player, I wonder? Oh, yes, dude. So now it's just following the player around. That looks disgusting. As you kind of already saw when I explained the matrix effect, the bulge trigger gets kind of freaky. It gets a little freaky when you crank it past the normal numbers. If you crank it to 2, all right, so I'm taking the center off the player, so now it's just centered on the screen, and it still looks pretty sick. Like, this honestly is kind of cool. Every time you add 1 to this, it gets slightly more insane. The first one I ever did was just cranking it to 3, which gives a really, really cool effect. Like, look at this. It looks kind of insane on the side of the screen. I think it looks cool. I wish it happened on both sides, but I understand why it can't. I am terrified to do this. Oh, let's just do like a 10 bulge. What does this look like? Oh God, what the frick? My game disappeared. So there's definitely an upper limit for the bulge. Anything past 5, you're getting a little risky. Like, what the frick am I even looking at right now? This is disgusting. I know split screen is the last trigger, but what the frick does this look like with a split screen? Because I've made the matrix effect, but instead of a 3 bulge, it's a 6 bulge, which I'm actually horrified about. It gets crazier! The game I might as well be playing blind right now. I might as well be playing with my eyes closed. I really want to see if I can crank this up to 999, and I want to see if it lags at all. Of course it does. I mean, it's 2.2. Why? Of course it wouldn't lag. Of course it would be the freest 2-object, most insane optical illusion, vomit-inducing effect of all time, and it's for free, and it drops you 0 frames. It looks so normal for a second. Then boom. Why does any bulge beyond the number 1 just absolutely destroy your screen? Before I get way ahead of myself, let's keep going. All right, pinch is super easy. It is just the opposite of a bulge. It's kind of cool. It definitely has its uses. This looks disgusting, but I'm gonna do it better. It gives it kind of like a warped screen effect, which I think looks really sick. I wonder how high I could go with the target X and Y. Oh my gosh, this is what I'm talking about. That's disgusting, dude. After that, though, the triggers get pretty self-explanatory. Grayscale turns to level grayscale. Sepia turns to level sepia. However, if you crank up the target like to crazy numbers, it blasts the colors for some reason. And then we have invert color. Again, super obvious. Ooh, you can edit the RGB. That's pretty cool. I feel like there are uses for this, but for the most part, I don't know. It's a little strange. And then we have hue. Hue is another super obvious one. It literally just changes the hue of everything on screen. Hue's easy. What does edit color do? Oh, it literally this is just a color editor. I understand it. The C values are all the color, right? So this is how much color gets displayed. And this is the brightness of red, green, blue. That is really cool, actually. Oh, help! What the frick did I do? And then obviously split screen. It gives you a split screen effect, right? So now there are a bunch of copies of the screen. Very cool. There are definitely a bunch of uses for this, especially with like effect levels and stuff. Crank this up to like 3, there'll be even more copies. Like, this is super cool. That's every shader trigger, right? Some of them are definitely more interesting than others, but now I want to just try absolutely blasting this stupid level with every shader I can and see if I can like come up with some unreal effects. Oh god, this is a disaster waiting to happen. I am dead serious. What did I do? What am I even looking at? What caused this to happen? Every shader at once apparently looks like this. I have absolutely no idea what I'm looking at or what caused almost any of this to happen. I feel like I'm gonna vomit playing this, dude. It's actually so disgusting. What if I did like parallax with the matrix effect? How does that look? Whoa, wow. I'm a little scared to do the split screen effect with this, but just the 3 bulge and the radial blur parallax thing, that already looks kind of sick. Okay, so it's not that crazy. Radial blur seems to have the lowest priority. I was wondering if it would like make this whole thing going on itself, which that would be insane. If I do like a 3 bulge and a 2 pincher, what does this look like? Ew, that's kind of disgusting. I gave it like waves. Here, I'm gonna go back to the matrix effect, the classic, arguably probably the craziest one I've made yet. It's still so weird to me. I guess what it is that the bulge like kind of goes to infinity. I want to push this effect, this stupid matrix effect, to its limit. 400. This is gonna crash my game. Huh? What did I do? Help! I made stat. What is this? My eyes are tingly. I feel like I'm tripping on LSD playing this. YouTube bitrate is going to absolutely demolish this. But if you want to see it in perfect quality, please try this out for yourself. It is a bulge 3 with a radius of 900 and a split screen of 400. My jaw's dropped. I actually cannot believe what I'm watching right now. I feel like I'm actually tripping out on an actual drug, real serious drug. Oh, I died. I died. I'm such an idiot. I need to try this exact effect in like give me an auto level. Give me any auto level. And I just want to see what the frick it looks like, dude, because it's going to be so insane. I'll play one of my own levels with it. How about that? I'll play Jump Grinder. Right off the bat, epileptic seizure warning. This will destroy your eyes. This is a very bright and flashy level already. And now the entire screen is going to look like that. Help, it's so bright. What the frick? I got the 5% on that. On that. It is surprisingly significantly more tame than I thought it would be. Let's just do like the regular matrix effect. I want to see if I can play this level with matrix. Oh, heck yeah, dude. This goes crazy. If I can beat this level when it looks like this, I'm popping off. Oh, I did! I can beat Jump Grinder in Matrix mode. That's crazy. GG Jump Grinder Matrix mode, I guess. That's disgusting. That's about it, I think. I just wanted to make a little video, again, explaining some of the shader triggers, right? A lot of people know they're crazy, but I don't know if everyone knew just how crazy they were. So hopefully this video kind of enlightened you guys, you know? As a PSA, please do not blast your levels with shaders. The best way to make shaders look good in-game is to do them subtly. All shaders are good in moderation. Please do not blast your levels with shaders because it will make them unplayable. That's all I want to say for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And with that being said...